Everybody? I'd like to call the meeting of the County Legislature to order. It's the regular meeting, February 28th, 2017, and it's 7 p.m. Ask the clerk to call the roll. Legislators, please respond. Present.
Chairman Diamond.
Present.
Legislator Headwell.
Present.
Legislator Wilson.
Present.
Legislator Duchessi.
Present.
Legislator Peck.
Present.
Legislator Isabel.
I know. I'm sorry.
Legislator Patel.
Present.
Legislator Kelly.
Present.
Legislator Sweet.
If we could all stand for the salute of the flag and remain standing for a moment of silence. And Deputy Chairman Duchessi, would you lead us in the salute? Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
During the moment of silence, if we could just remember our veterans who recently passed away in Montgomery County. Thank you. Next, we'll have our public comment portion, and I think Tolga, did you have?
I'm not going to go last.
All right. Is there any other members of the public that care to speak?
All right. I have a handout. I brought 20 copies. It's very simple. And I also brought a couple of these. You can pass them on that one. Well, I don't have enough for everybody, for the new members, but I will get some more and send them over to Cheryl. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Tom Montgomery. I'm the acting executive director of the new land bank, the regional land bank. And that is a land banking in New York State guide that talks a little bit about what land banks do. And so I'll get one to you and the other legislator that's not here in the next couple of days. I also brought this, and I did give a copy of this to Matt. I'm going to get some more of these. I don't know if you saw this yet. I gave some of those to Carl. But this is the annual report of the Preservation League, and I'm going to first, I wanted to start out as I'm also on the board of the Mohawk Valley Collective, which most of you are familiar with. So this is a MVC, kind of a Montgomery County MVC thing, and I'll pass this around. But this is the annual report of the New York State Preservation League. And what they did on the back is they recognized the project that County Historian Kelly Farquhar, myself, and Jesse Ravitch put together to document rural properties in the western part of Montgomery County. This goes to about 5,000 people annually, and they put Montgomery County on the back cover. Nice picture of a couple of our farms up in Marshville. So I'm going to get some more of these so I can provide some if anybody's interested. I'll pass it around if people want to take a look. So I just thought that that was a really great example of something where we got some attention for some of the innovative things we're doing. What we're doing is documenting historic properties around the county with the potential of doing eventually some sort of resource survey or maybe a district that would allow people to take advantage of historic tax credits. Those credits will allow people that are fixing up a building, if they're residential, to get 20% back on their investment. And if they're doing a commercial property like a farm, they could get 40% back. So let's say they invest $100,000 into a property, they could get $40,000 of that back for their work. And that's something that, if anyone's interested, you can follow up with me. I can tell you more information about it. It's not one of those things where you can't paint your house or do whatever you want. It's something that's an incentive. But Montgomery County is really leading the way in the state. And this work is really, really innovative, and I give a lot of credit to Kelly for leading this effort. With that, I also wanted to give you a quick update on the Wagner House effort. We have gone down. We have picked up about 2/3 of the artifacts and character-defining features that we want to get from the house. Thank you again for the grant. We've been working on the paperwork with Megan and the BDC to get that all filed. But some of the things we brought back are the front entrance doors, the complete unit, the parlor mirror, and some other, molding pieces and other things that cabinets, stuff like that. We're still working on getting the portraits and a few other important pieces that we're after. And the Village of Palatine Bridge, based on the county's example and using the county's document as a model, has also contributed $500 to the effort. Thanks in part to the county's effort. I just wanted to say thank you there. And they're also agreeing to host some of the pieces on display in the Village Hall in Palatine Bridge so that they will be available to the public, and we're working out the details of that. So now moving to my hat as chair of the, or executive director.
So before you go to on the Wagner House, do you feel there's any other treasures, for lack of a better word, still inside the house?
Absolutely. And we've actually been talking to the Village of Palatine Bridge about trying to recover anything else that might be there. And one of the first projects I proposed for the land bank is to go in and work with the village to demolish the house. And I think that could be a great example of what is basically an emergency situation. We have a wreck sitting there and a perfect use of what the land bank is for to help the municipality get that resolved. They passed a resolution, 2 resolutions actually, one to join the land bank and to sign on at their last meeting on the 21st. And they also passed a resolution to contribute some funds to help with that cost as an incentive for the land bank to work with them, to show that they're vested. So I think that could be a great first project for the land bank. So moving on, just quickly, we had our board meeting, our monthly board meeting for February today. As you may know, Carl Gustafson, the Montgomery County representative, is the chair of the board. He's really been doing a wonderful job. He's been a great leader, and has really, we're moving through public authorities formation. We've been incorporated. We've gotten almost $100,000 in grant funds already, and we are waiting for a press conference. It was postponed. It was supposed to be 2 weeks ago, Thursday, but we are slated to get between $1 and $2 million for projects. So I'm really excited about that. And this is starting from zero. The state actually raised the limit that we could apply for. All the other land banks can only apply for $1 million. But since we were able to bring in, the multi-FG model, they did allow us to apply for $2 million, and they have said that it's somewhere closer to $2 million. So I'm very excited about that. One of the things I did want to mention is on the top of our list is BeechNut. We've been working with Ken and the task force. We've asked to set aside in our application $200,000 out of the money we'll receive to help with stabilization for the western part of the facility at BeechNut to do repairs for leaks, clean out the garbage and other contents, address the mold, and get the site clean and ready so we can take people through and get that stuff moving forward. And we're going to do that through, hopefully, the vision is to set up a separate fund in the land bank for large commercial properties, kind of a white elephant fund, so that other members of the FGU using that first project as a model can really go there when they need to do a phase 1 and a phase 2 and they don't have the cash and they're waiting for grants to be able to look to this funding to be able to help move those projects along, so we're not waiting for some sort of approval on a grant. So I think that's a pretty exciting piece, and I'm hoping to keep that on track. The last thing I just wanted to mention, and I passed around this handout, which briefly is one of my other pet peeves, and really what led me to form and to work with the municipalities to try and form the land bank, is the tax foreclosure process. And, you know, I know within the county, Attorney Mannion, Executive Ossenfort are very forward-thinking about things with outcomes-based resolution of the tax process. I also know the City of Amsterdam is doing a lot of really interesting things where they do proposal-based process. So what this is just an example of what I think is kind of broken in Montgomery County. This is a property that if you look on the back, I first ran into it at the 2015 auction. At that auction, it did not sell for $100. In 2016, I also believe it did not sell. It then went, I believe, in the online auction in October and did not sell. Now, I took these pictures today. This house, is in terrible shape. But the front door was open. There was clear signs that people had been inside. And I know one of the concerns about, the whole foreclosure process is risk and the county, not taking on risk and things like that. But what I would say, and I just want to open a dialogue and kind of get the legislature thinking about this, but there are ways that we could work with the land bank, that we could work together, really, to address these junk properties. I believe that this building should not be on the auction. It should not be going 3 years and have the risk of somebody getting this, hurting themselves, and maybe the liability isn't there where they can't sue the county or whatever. But just on conscience, I think that this building really is a prime example of one that we should take down. And this is something that the land bank has the resources to do. And unfortunately, there's dozens of these, at the auction. So I just wanted to start that dialogue, and maybe in working with the executive and the attorney, we can start to figure out, and I know they've done a lot of work looking at other best practices on this, but I really think that setting up some sort of a threshold where maybe these junk properties, go to the land bank, we set up a fund to start demoing them or mitigating them in a way to get them back in the market instead of bouncing. Because even when they do get bought, somebody buys them. There's another one on Hancock Street, very similar. The foundation is collapsing in the back. It's got an oil tank that's leaking in the basement, and somebody bought it for $400. Then they decided, well, there's a lot of risk. They didn't want it, so they refused to pay for it and went back to the county. Then it was resold in October, and again, it goes through this process. But some of these people, if they decide not to do anything, then it goes 2 more years through the foreclosure process, the whole time just getting worse. So I think we really need to address this in a systematic way, and the land bank, I think, is a willing partner. So I just wanted to put that out there, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Where was this located, Tolga?
This is on Route 163. As you're heading outside of Fort Plain, you go up Prospect Hill.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on the right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, what you mentioned, I'll start the discussion or comment. Legislator Patel brought up several years ago about working with the land bank and just in not only historic places, but places like this. So that would definitely be something we'd be open to.
Yeah, and I know short term we are making some money from it, but my attitude is like something like the Wagner House. Let's say we have to go back and demolish it later at a cost of $20,000 to $30,000. So maybe we got $3,000 or $4,000 at the auction, but the long-term outcome is not great for any of us. The taxpayers, the county, you name it. So yeah, thank you.
Legislator Chessie?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Thank you, I appreciate it. So how do you envision the process whereby we might review which houses would make some sense for the land bank to, this is not new to me, this stuff.
Yeah.
So, but it's always about process.
Yeah.
And I've seen houses turned over like much in the manner like you're speaking of many times when I was mayor in Amsterdam. But how would you see us working together on the assessment before these things go to auction?
Well, 2 years ago, before the land bank was officially formed, Legislator Whites, Megan, Matt, and I, we had talked about kind of just brainstorming. It wasn't really formal. Well, one of the things we talked about is potentially having the head of DPW go around maybe with somebody like Ryan, a historian, or historian Farquhar, and looking at the properties. And now that we have this resource survey, we can also kind of use that as an overlay and say, is this building historically significant, like the Wagner House? Or, you know, is it safe? And if we assess, like, okay, something like this where, okay, maybe it's on the fence, you know, we could call in, you know, potentially the land bank and have an engineer, you know, we have a pretty reasonable engineer that will come in and do, you know, is it safe, is it not safe assessment. And then if we determine it's not safe and it is a candidate for demolition, then what I would recommend is setting up a process where we transfer it to the land bank with some sort of a time-based commitment to work on demolition, you know, so that we have a process for that. Because I think, you know, by selling it, I think that we're just punting. You know, so.
If I can just step in here, actually, there is a process in place right now for regarding and analyzing properties prior to even foreclosing on them. There's eyes on, there's somebody from DPW, I believe actually Mr. Russo was pretty actively involved last year in our review of every single property that was up for auction, and a lot of those end up getting withdrawn anyway, or up for foreclosure, so it becomes a moot point for some, but eyes on everything. So there's a physical assessment, there's a review by real property, looking at his potential issues with access, with the tax map and that kind of thing. There's an environmental review, and so it's a multi-layered thing. I've had discussions with Tolga, now that the land bank is formed and now that they have this historic survey done, of adding that as another layer. So now comparing our auction list or our foreclosure list to the list of historically valuable properties that the land bank has identified. So,
and what I would offer too is, you know, I would be happy to be, you know, or somebody from the land bank involved in that process, because clearly some houses are still slipping through the cracks. I mean, $300 for this one, and there's another on Hancock Street. Like I said, the whole back foundation of the house is collapsing, and the neighbor is worried it's going to, you know, collide with his building. So, you know, and like you said, I think process is key, you know, with that.
this is a 2015 property?
It was up again in 2016.
Well, if we foreclosed on it in 2015, didn't,
Nobody bought it.
right, nobody
Yeah,
bought it, so
yeah.
that was before the review process
Oh,
was in place, so
yeah.
that would be why.
All right, so it's like grandfathered in.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Legislator Bertel.
You can say.
Oh, sorry.
I just wanted to thank you for your work on this. I know you worked hard before being appointed, and I know it goes back where I met you down only years ago. You know, at the city of Amsterdam, when I was involved with land bank there, we had a good relationship with the city where we actually reviewed the properties that we knew were in default and targeted a handful of them, not an overwhelming amount, to do the target the properties. And it's turned out to be pretty successful. And we worked hand in hand to identify the properties that had to be demolished or restored.
Thank you, sir. Next part of the agenda is honor and a privilege for me to present a proclamation to Ed Russo. Ed, if you'd come forward, and Legislator Isabel, and County Executive Ossenfort. Right up here, Eddie. Oh, you do. Yeah, you do. Stand right in front of the big desk. Legislator Isabel will say a few words.
Ladies and gentlemen and fellow legislators, I've known Eddie for a long time. I guess too many years to even remember Eddie, but it's always been a good relationship. You've been a good person. You're dedicated to your job all these years up here. And you're still dedicated to everybody down in the city right now. I'm so proud of you that you have a seat that I had before.
Yep, that's true.
And you're doing such a good job in that seat.
Yep.
And I just want to say congratulations. You deserve it, Phil.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yep.
Okay, if I can, I'll read the proclamation. Whereas, Edward W. Russo more than 2 decades of successful service to Montgomery County, and by using his outgoing personality, positive demeanor, and ability to adapt and adjust. Eddie was someone who always was able to get the job done and truly a one-of-a-kind character. And whereas Mr. Russo began his career with Montgomery County as a structural maintenance helper on December 6, 1993. Whereas over the next 25 years, Mr. Russo worked his way up the ranks at the Department of Public Works, becoming a supervisor in 2006 and later Deputy Commissioner of Buildings and Grounds in 2015. And whereas Mr. Russo has been a committed CSEA member, serving as CSEA local president for Montgomery County for 10 years and for the Department of Public Works for 2 decades, while also serving on many regional and statewide CSEA committees, as his commitment and passion for work with the union was something he learned from his father, who served as a CSEA local president at the Air National Guard base, where they worked together for 4 years. Whereas Mr. Russo currently serves as alderman in the City of Amsterdam Common Council, representing Ward 1, and previously served his community as a volunteer firefighter in Tribes Hill. And whereas Mr. Russo, who also previously managed a catering business and multiple restaurants, enjoys camping, spending time with his friends and family, including his wife Kim, his daughter Michelle, his brother and sister. Now therefore, be it resolved, County Executive Matthew L. Ossenfort, Legislative Chairman Roy S. Diamond, and Legislator Joseph M. Isabel, on behalf of the Montgomery County Legislature, hereby proclaim Tuesday, February 28, 2017, as an official date in Montgomery County to most gratefully recognize, show appreciation to, and wholeheartedly thank Edward W. Russo for more than 23 years of dedicated service to Montgomery County and its residents. Excuse me.
Thanks, everybody, and thank you, Matt. Appreciate it, Alderman, or Legislator. You are. And Chairman Diamond, I appreciate this. I worked hard at my job. I feel I made a difference here. I hope we can continue this, not only here at the county, but working the county and the city together. I think it'll work very well. So I'm looking forward to it and do whatever I can to help both the city and the county. So thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Can I get a little closer?
Okay.
Perfect.
And they even aligned properly.
I would just say in closing, this is a reason why Montgomery County is made of something strong right here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on, communications. Any communications more than one part here?
No, the only thing, I guess, anyone who hasn't turned in your financial disclosure forms, please make sure you send them to me ASAP.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, approval of minutes. No minutes to approve this month, so we'll move right to the budgetary transfers. Everybody has them on their desk. I need a motion and a second. Legislator Kelly, Legislator Isabel. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
Next on the agenda, the acceptance of the procurement record. I need a motion and a second. Legislator Kelly, Legislator Hedwell. Discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
Anything under old business? Anything under new business? All right, then we can move right to the resolutions. Resolution number 39 of 2017. Resolution authorizing the county executive to enter into agreement. Oh, let me back up a second here, sorry. It's only my second time here on the job. We need a motion in a second to suspend the rules, and we're going to add resolution 58 through 60. So could I have a motion and a second? Motion, Legislator Headwell, second, Legislator Isabel. All in favor of suspending the rules, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? All right, so we'll go to the first resolution, number 39 of 2017. Resolution authorizing the county executive to enter into agreement with Catholic Charities of Fulton and Montgomery County, sponsored by legislators Wilson and Isabel. Discussion. Hearing none. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions?
Okay. Don't break the equipment.
Very well. Resolution number 40 of 2017. Resolution amending 2017 budget and establishing a full-time head social welfare examiner position. Sponsored by Legislator Diamond and Wilson. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
Resolution number 41 of 2017. Resolution amending the 2017 operating budget. Sponsors were Legislator Wilson and Sweet. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstention?
Pass.
Resolution number 42 of 2017. Resolution amending the 2017 operating budget for the purchase of a marked patrol vehicle. Sponsors were Legislator Headwell and Isabel. Discussion. Legislator Kelly.
Have we gotten the exact amount of the insurance rebate that's going to give us? That is what it is.
I don't believe that the sheriff has received the amount yet on the, how much it's gonna cost to switch the equipment over. So I think that's unknown from my discussions with the sheriff.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstention?
Pass.
Resolution 43. Resolution amending the 2017 operating budget carryover grants, Public Defender's Office. Sponsors were Legislators Headwell and Sweet. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
Resolution 44. Resolution amending the 2017 operating budget, Montgomery County Public Safety Building equipment replacement. Sponsors were Legislators Headwell and Isabel. Discussion. This particular resolution requires a 2/3 vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstention?
Pass.
Resolution 45. Resolution authorizing the county executive to execute an agreement with John M. McDonald Engineering PC to provide engineering services for the approved capital projects at the Montgomery County Sanitary District Number 1. Sponsors were Headwell and Sweet. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Yes.
Resolution 46, resolution authorizing the county executive to execute an order on consent being issued by the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation to the Montgomery County Sanitary District Number 1. Sponsors were legislators Pep and Sweet. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Yes.
Resolution 47, resolution adopting a new commercial and residential operation and maintenance rate structure for the Montgomery County Sanitary District Number 1. Sponsors were legislators Sweet and Headwell. Discussion. I would only add, we had a public hearing last Saturday, and no one from the public came to speak. So. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention?
Yes.
Resolution 48, resolution amending the 2017 operating budget, eliminating computer console operator position and establishing an account clerk typist position. Department of Social Services. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention?
Yes.
Resolution 49 of 2017, resolution authorizing the county executive to sign agreement with Trinity Services Group. Sponsors were legislator Pertel and Sweet. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention?
Yes.
Resolution 50, resolution authorizing the county executive to sign agreement with the Village of Nelliston for the use of a substation for the sheriff's office. Sponsors were legislators Pep and Wilson. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Yes.
Resolution 51, resolution authorizing the county executive to sign an agreement with Impact for Software Maintenance, the sheriff's office. Sponsors were legislators Sweet and Diamond. Discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Yes.
Resolution 52, resolution amending the 2017 operating budget, forfeitures money in the district attorney's office. Sponsors were legislators Sweet and Kelly. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Yes.
Resolution 53, resolution in support of Senate Bill S. 1411 and Assembly Bill A. 711, the Cancer Presumptive Bill extending the volunteer firefighters benefits law to cover all instances of melanoma as well as cancer of the digestive, hematological, lymphomatic, urinary, prostate, neurology, breast, and reproductive systems, emergency management. This is sponsored by legislators Pep and Kelly. This was just order discussion. This was brought forth by Director Smith, and all the local fire departments are all in favor of this. So it's a very important bill to support, and hopefully it'll pass and the governor will sign. Any further discussion?
Sure. I would just say, in talking with the director, it did pass through the Senate, correct? So it just has to go through the Assembly.
Thank you, Clerk. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Yes.
Resolution amending the 2017 operating budget. Sponsors were legislators Hedwell and Diamond. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Legislator Kelly? Abstentions?
Pass.
Resolution 55, resolution amending the 2017 operating budget. Sponsors were legislator Pep and Hedwell. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Opposed? He said
I
aye.
followed procedure.
Pass.
Resolution 56, resolution approving abstract of audited claims. Sponsors were legislator Kelly and legislator Wilson. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Pass.
Resolution 57, resolution correcting application for 2017 town and county tax roll, real property. Sponsors were legislators Hedwell and Wilson. Discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention?
Pass.
Now we're into the add-on resolutions 58 through 60. Resolution 58, resolution amending the 2017 operating budget, DPW. Discussion. Oh, sorry. Need a sponsor in a second. Legislator Patel, Legislator Hedwell. Discussion. Legislator Kelly.
Is this the second one we're selling? Didn't we sell one earlier?
It's a sale of a 2000 Great All to the town of Charleston.
No, this was the equipment that was sold at the end of last year, but after the sale of the equipment last year, then it was the end of 2016, according to Treasurer Bowerman, it was too late to amend the 2017 budget.
Oh, so this
So
is...
it should have been passed at the beginning of 2017 rather than the end of 16.
No, it's just a budget.
So it's just a budget for, that should have been done the end of last year.
Thank you,
We can pay
Commissioner.
for equipment.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention?
Pass.
Resolution 59, resolution authorizing the county executive to sign agreement with Spectrum Business, DPW Building Data Processing. Looking for a sponsor and a second. Legislator Isabel, Legislator Wilson. Discussion.
Chair.
Legislator Isabel.
Jeff's here, he can tell us what that change is for. Are you still here, Jeff? Oh, yeah, you're done.
Well, this is,
I don't believe this is mine.
no, it's for the DPW building, it's
Oh,
data
okay,
processing.
okay, all right.
I think it's for the time clocks, right?
Yeah.
It's for,
Director Yeagle.
it is for the upgraded time clocks that we expect to get in. With the clocks that we have in right now, the lines are not compatible with the new software, so it needs to be upgraded through Time Warner or Spectrum.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention?
Pass.
Last resolution of the evening, resolution number 60. Resolution authorizing addendum to the current tower license agreement with Crown Atlantic Company, LLC. I'm looking for a sponsor and a second. Sponsor Legislator Kelly, Legislator Hedwell. Discussion.
Chair, now we can ask Jeff to discuss that. So, it's an increase on the tower.
Director Smith.
First of all, I apologize for the add-on, but appreciate the ability to bring it forward to the legislator and executive and the county attorney. This is a resolution pertaining to the radio project. I've been in negotiations with the tower company trying to decrease our costs. Finally today, I actually saved a whole $100 a month, and they're going to send me a new agreement, identical tomorrow, for $400 instead of $5 monthly. But we're taking 2 antennas off the current tower, and we're putting 3 back up. So the increase in fee is for that 3rd antenna, and it's essential for the western part of the county. That's the tower that really affects St. John's, Fort Wayne, Canterbury, Sprout Brook, South Minden, Palatine Bridge, and it's an essential part of the entire process. And we've had a lease with this company for a long time, since 2011, I think we started with that.
What's your total cost?
With this, it's going to be $1,200 a month, and that's for 3 antennas and 2 microwave dishes.
Chair, that's not uncommon. Our rental space is really expensive now. It's increasing every year, so it's, I think we'd do pretty good if we could get that down to 400 and adding it down.
Well, actually, talking to other counties, we're doing pretty good in retrospect compared to what some of them are paying, so we're thankful for that.
Thank you, Legislator Isabel. Any further discussion? Director Smith, just one more question. So do we need to amend this resolution where the increased cost will be $400 a month instead of $500, or $500 includes the $100 you spoke about?
I would defer to the attorney as far as amending it. The agreement's supposed to come to me by email tomorrow, and as far as the budget, I believe that I can cover it. That's my intentions throughout the year, so I'm not asking for any extra funds.
I'm pretty sure that the 400 will go through, but that'll be the amount.
Well, I had the guarantee today on the phone, but.
The total amount will be 1,200 with the 400.
Correct. Right now, we're paying 800 currently with an additional 4.
Would you be comfortable to the resolve clause adding an amount that says add an amount not to exceed 1,200 a month?
I think I am, based on my conversations today, absolutely.
Okay, so maybe do an amendment to add that.
Looking for the amendment, sponsored Legislator Kelly, and a second, Legislator Sweet. Any discussion on the amendment?
So just to clarify, that's an amendment adding at an amount not to exceed $1,200 per month.
Per month?
Yeah.
Hearing no discussion on the amendment, all those in favor of the amendment say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Now we'll vote on the resolution as amended. Discussion. All those in favor of the resolution as amended, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention?
Pass.
Moving on, do we have anything under other? Before we adjourn, I would just, first of all, like to thank the department heads and for attending this evening, and also the executive, and also Andy, our public relations person. And I would also like to thank Director Smith and our very own clerk for their work over the weekend with the storms up county, with the flooding and the evacuations and all that. It was a yeoman task, and on behalf of the legislature, I'd like to thank you for your hard work. Just a couple notes. Our finance workshop is March 7th, next Tuesday, number 2. And also tomorrow at the FMCC at 4 o'clock, there's an open house for the bookstore at 4 p.m. And I invite all of you to the executive State of the County address, which is also at FMCC at the theater tomorrow at 5. So that's it. Looking for a motion to adjourn. Legislator Kelly, Legislator Pertel. All those in favor? Aye. Adjourned 7:45.